Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Math 100. This is a video that explains what is to be expected as you do your course project, which is your signature assignment for Math 100. Okay, it is a very important assignment. I know it's before the final, but you have to get this done, and you should really do it well. Okay, so let me explain what the project is and what we are going to be expecting as you do your course assignment, course project. Okay, so in your Canvas shell for Math 100, you will see this module, which is right before your final exam module. And the course project module consists of 5 items. The first one is the project description, which I will be going over in this video. And of course, you have this video, and then you have project samples from the past. And these are some exemplary projects turned in by past students in the last couple of years. This is what we sometimes call a permanent collection. And it'll be great if your project gets into this permanent collection, so I can share your project for our future students as an exemplary project. Okay, and then we have 2 portals where you submit your work. The first one here is for your written assignment, the essay part, and then the second one is where you submit your oral recorded presentation. Okay, now I'm going to click on this and I will show you what you will be seeing when you open that project description link. So this is what you'll find under that item, project description for online sections, right? The signature assignment, this course project consists of 2 parts. Okay, let me underline these as I go over these important points. So the first thing is, the first aspect or the component is a 2 to 3 page double-spaced essay on the topic that you choose. I will be talking about the topic that you can choose in just a few seconds, but the first component is that written essay. And then the second part is the oral presentation, all right, which is about 2 to 3 minutes. And this is to be recorded and uploaded to a Canvas to that portal. All right, you have 3 options regarding your topic. The first option number 1, is to analyze or to do your own data study, data-based study, statistical study. Okay, analyzing means you look for possible flaws or bias. You analyze what kind of a statistical study it is, and so on. Option number 2 is to pick a topic of your choice where mathematics is used. So this is to present a mathematical application or topic in any field, such as in art, film, whatever you are interested in. And so we will talk more about this, but there is a considerable freedom in choosing your specific topic under option number 2. Option number 3 is to summarize a topic from the textbook. This textbook has a section called "For Further Explorations" at the end of every chapter, except for chapter 9, because chapter 9 is, of course, all about optional topics. All right, and so you can pick a topic from either For Further Studies Further Exploration sections or from chapter 9. Okay, so there are 3 options, and the reason I list these 3 options is because we have 3 different grading schemes. All right, and so that's why I'm showing you these things, and I'll talk about the rubrics for all of these options, but that's why we have 3 options. Okay, you can choose any of these options as you pick your topic. All right, very important thing here is that you must, before you do any work, you must email your instructor and get the topic approved. This is a very important step. And in fact, you will be awarded some points for contacting your instructor well in advance of your work. Okay, we do not want you to start working on and finishing your assignment before getting your topic approved, because your topic may not be appropriate, or maybe it's too much, or maybe it's too specific or too broad. Okay, so make sure you get your topic approved before you start doing any serious work. All right, your work has to be put together not in a hurry. It has to be organized, clear, coherent, and precise. All right, this is a major assignment for 50 points. 35 points will be awarded for the written portion, or up, I should say up to 35 points, and up to 15 points will be given to the oral presentation aspect. Okay, a total of 50 points, and it's worth 10% of your overall semester grade. Okay, so the details. Do you have to work by yourself or can you work in a group? Yes, you can work in a group in the sense that the group cannot be more than 2 people. All right, so I do not want to have like 5 people doing a project because you know what happens, right? In a big group, some people or one person may end up doing all the work. Okay, so you are allowed to pick another person in the class to do a 2-person project, joint project, or you can do your own if you are not willing to, or if you do not want to, or maybe you can't find a project partner. Okay, so you can do it on an individual basis, or you can do your work with one other person in the class. Okay, now if you do a joint work project, then both students must make significant contribution, including in the oral presentation. Okay, each individual or group must turn in a brief, formal paper, 2 to 3 pages long, okay, and double spaced, and you may use a standard, any standard style. Make sure you cite your sources because again, this is a part of your grade to identify your source or sources. Okay, every group or individual must make a brief oral presentation and pay attention to the time. It has to be 2 to 3 minutes long. If you go on to talk for 6 minutes, you will be penalized for talking too long. Okay, record it and submit it through Canvas. The use of a visual aid is going to be a great idea, like PowerPoint or graphs, and you can just even, you know, manually draw a graph and just show it, you know, in front of a camera. That's okay too. If you are more savvy, tech savvy, and if you want to present PowerPoint or animation or something, that's fine too. But the use of a visual aid is strongly recommended. You can use your own camera or phone or Zoom Studio actually it's Canvas Studio or Zoom to record your presentation, right? Your presentation doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to write a script if you do not want to. And you know, you don't have to just film yourself over and over until you get it perfect. That's not what I'm interested in. So do not spend a lot of time recording your presentation. All I want to see is you doing your presentation as if you were standing in front of a physical classroom, you know, face to face. Okay. If you do not have any video recording equipment, such as a smartphone or a, you know, camcorder or a webcam or whatever, please contact your instructor and we'll make some special arrangement. Okay. Start early. Do not wait until the last minute. If you are trying to put together this thing in like 2 or 3 hours, that's not going to work. Okay, make sure the first step is to contact your instructor with your topic and plans. So make sure you do that. Do not wait until the last minute. The project is due on the date specified in Canvas. Okay, so let's go to the second page, and this is your option number 1. Should you choose option 1, which is a data-based study, what you will do is to find some sort of a statistical study in the news or magazine or a paper or social media. There are lots of articles available. You know, anything from like, does vaccination help or hurt you, or you know, is certain specific type of candy such as M&Ms, you know, are the colors well distributed? I mean, there are all kinds of studies, some of them serious, some of them more fun. You find a statistical study, and what you do is to analyze it, like identify the type of study. Is that an experiment or an observational? Was the placebo used? Is there any bias in sampling? Is there any misuse of statistics? Is there a conflict of interest? Are there fallacies? You know, what did they find? Is the conclusion valid? These are the things that you would be asking with your critical thinking skills to determine the reliability of that statistical study. All right. You can look at chapter 5 and chapter 1. We talked about logic in chapter 1 and statistics in chapter 5. and you may be able to use some of this information as you analyze the data-based study. I'm not going to go over all the examples, but these are the things that people have been interested in and have done projects in the past. Okay, so for instance, vaping was has been a big topic. Use of marijuana, COVID-19 and vaccination, gun control, and so on. Okay, so you can look at these things, and if any of these ideas interest you, you can pick a topic and find an article and do an analysis on that. All right, so here's a rubric for option number 1. Okay, again, paper part is worth 35 points, and the presentation is worth 15 points. And there are more specific criteria, right, for how you can earn your points. Notice here, there is a heavy emphasis, in fact, 20 points on the essay containing an accurate summary of the data, as well as your analysis of the study from logical and statistical standpoint. Okay, so that is the big thing about option number 1. If you decide to choose option number 2, and what I mean by option number 2 is like, look, if you're interested in art or music or maybe history or politics or finance or media, whatever, okay, the chances are there are some mathematical aspects involved in your discipline or in your style of art or whatever. And so if you can find enough mathematical content, you can do a presentation on that. We have had students doing writing a poem based on Fibonacci numbers, or studying a piece of art, from the perspective of the golden ratio, and so on. Okay, so there are some examples here. Electoral college in politics, that's a big topic. Fractals and art, animation, computer graphics, art or music, and how mathematics is related to that. Okay, that kind of a connection between mathematics and a specific discipline. Okay, so here's a rubric that's pretty similar to the rubric for option number 1. The big difference is right here. Does the essay contain enough quantity of accurate mathematical content? That is very important in option number 2. Okay, and so again, make sure you have enough mathematical content, and especially for option 2, it is important for you to contact your instructor before you begin your study of the topic. All right, and then your third option is to pick a topic from a for further explorations section found at the end of each chapter, or the entire chapter 9 is a collection of extra topics that we were not able to cover in the main part of Math 100. So be sure to read, understand, and summarize the topic of your choice. Okay, so you have lots of different topics here. These are the list of for further explorations topics from chapters 1 through 8. All right, so you have some fallacies, big numbers, mortgage payments, risk and irrational fears. These are really important and relevant topics, and they are related, of course, to the contents of these chapters. All right, when you go to chapter 9, you have these interesting things like the 4-color theorem, infinity and infinities, and then the beginning of graph theory and topology, Russell's paradox, non-Euclidean geometry, and then problem solving illustrated. So you can pick any of these 6 sections from chapter 9. If you choose this option, option number 3, again, your rubric is similar to the other ones, but again, the big difference is this chunk, which is worth 20 points. Does your paper contain solid mathematical context and reflects a reasonable level of understanding? Okay, you have to understand these contents in order to, talk about them. So look, more carefully at the specific rubric for the option that you are interested in. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact your instructor. And I hope you understand what this presentation and essay is about. Again, the course project is sort of like a capstone summary or the signature assignment for this course. So make sure you do a good job. Okay, and I think you will learn a lot as you do this project, and I hope you'll have a great day. So I will talk to you later, And again, make sure if you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact your instructor.